Andrew Penzi and
Louis Brennan.
So you can check the first 5 tips on Andrew's channel and the second 5 tips on my channel. I'm sure I'll forget what my channel name is, but I think it's Louis Brennan -LB4 or something.
I'll put the link in the bottom of the first 5 tips. How about that?
It's in the description.
Genius.
It's called description.
Genius.
There's a link in the description. You can come check it out and find me and say hey.
Hey.
Tip number 6, you gotta play the wind. Now, depending on where you hunt at, the wind could swirl. It generally doesn't come the direction that the weatherman says it's going to do, so you have to have a backup plan. But just because you're dead set on an area, if the wind is not working for that area, you have to find a new place to hunt. That's just the way it is. Same way with hunting pressure and all that other stuff. A bad wind in the wrong direction can ruin a hunt before you even get in there and get your tree stand set up. And you have to understand the direction, where the deer should be coming from and where they're going to, and how that affects the way the deer are going to come through. So hunt the wind.
Tip number 7. Deeper isn't always better. Make sure that the hunting spot that you're hunting in, that you can get to easily and get out of with a deer. There was a spot in Maryland that I found that was beautiful, way back, away from all the people, way, way back. And it was a nightmare getting in there, especially in the dark in the morning. So keep that in mind. You want to be able to get to your hunting spots relatively easily. It's okay to go back to get away from people, but make sure you can get back out of there, especially if you have to drag a deer, or have a couple buddies that can help you pull them out.
So tip number 8 would be scout an area if you can. If you absolutely cannot scout an area, check aerial photos and other resources to find out the area. Because if you're going in blind, you could plop down a waypoint in the middle of this stuff and try to bushwhack through it in the the dark hours with your headlamp and your tree stand and everything else on, and you're going to make so much more noise that you're going to scare out anything anyway. So make sure you try to scout an area. If you absolutely cannot scout an area, try to check local DNR sites and stuff to see if they're logging or something like that, because you could come up to an area that's been logged since the last time you did an aerial photo of it. That's my tip.
Tip number 9, aside from don't shoot your decoy, tip number 9 is directly attributed to Sean McVay. And Sean taught me this little saying that has helped me tremendously. Because oftentimes when you're going out to an area, when you first get there, if you don't see any deer activity right away, you start panicking. Did I go to the right spot? Should I move? Should I move over there? And just relax. And what Sean says is, God's will be done. And I'll tell you, that little saying has taken so much weight off my shoulders, because you know what? If it's God's will for you to get a deer today, He'll get you the deer. So God's will be done. Thank you, Sean, for bringing that to light, and good luck to everybody.
So tip number 10 would be just have fun. Hunting is very challenging, but also very rewarding. It's a lot of time in the woods, a lot of scouting, a lot of seeing animals that are just out of range. It can demoralize you sometimes, but keep at it. Especially if you're a new hunter, try to gain as much knowledge as you can. Lots of online resources about deer movement patterns, everything else that you need to know, but the fact of the matter is you just have to get out in the woods and experience for yourself. So when to call, when not to call, what type of call, especially if you're using deer and or if you're hunting after turkey or something like that. So there's a massive amount of knowledge. Don't just go out and buy all the best gear, the latest gear, this bow, that bow, all that other stuff, because it's not necessarily what you need. Start small, get into it, see if you like it, see if you have some success, and if you do, then maybe you can branch out a little bit, but make sure you have fun.
All right, guys, so that's our top 10 tips for now. We just want to tell you to make sure you check out Sean McVay's channel, Sean's Outdoor Adventures, where you'll get all sorts of fishing, outdoor, archery, hunting,
A lot of everything.
Everything.
And now
You get
you'll see
everything.
some new Iowa hunts, which I'm really jacked about.
Yeah.
And look forward, because he's going to be adopting me as his son, so I can live out there with him and get my.
I don't know if
Iowa.
Sean's been notified about that yet.
Oh, I told him twice, maybe 3 times.
But also, guys, check out our channels, because, hey, it's good stuff. Vital Point on YouTube.
I don't even know what mine is, to be perfectly honest.
Pumpkin Fisher?
No.
No.
Louis Brennan LB4, I think mine is.
If you don't remember, how are they supposed to remember?
Just go to his comments. I always comment on his videos.
And you can always just type our names, and that might help out Andrew Penzi and Louis Brennan.
Just don't try put my name in like a Google search with criminal records and
Right.
stuff. Nobody wants to
Don't
see
pay
that.
attention to the criminal records. All right, guys, be well.
Have a good one.
Let's go catch some turkeys.
It's like cattywampus.
Cattywampus.
It's like,
Which way does it have to go?
I think turn to the right.
Who uses cattywampus? That was a good one.
Sweet. Is that a good start?
Yeah.
Especially with turkey. I mean, turkey. I had turkey. It's a lot of time in the woods and
All right, tell me when you're ready.
action. So tip number 10 would just be have fun. Hunting is very. And I just ate a bug.
That's staying in there.